Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Skill Booster Pro program. Today, we are conducting a masterclass on Advanced Excel. So, I hope everybody is acquainted with MS Excel, MS PowerPoint. So, this course is meant for those users who are using Excel. Since this is an advanced Excel course, so you need to have a basic understanding of what is the formulas, how Excel works. So I hope everybody is acquainted with all those part of the Excel. Today we will be focusing on few topics which are part of the advanced Excel program. We will be focusing on how to use pivot table. We will be discussing about the lookup formulas. We will be also look into how Power Query works, what is Power Pivot, and also there is a usability of lambda function, how you use this lambda formula. And at the end of the course, we will create a dashboard to get the application to basically to apply all the formulas that we study in the advanced Excel course, and you will have a better understanding of application of these formulas. So we will first go through what are the different type of formulas, what are the definition of the formulas, and how those formulas are being used in MS Excel. Yes. So we will be looking into the formula like XLOOKUP. So you have, I think everybody is known to the HLOOKUPs and VLOOKUPs, which are being used earlier. Now the new Excel version has come up with a new formula XLOOKUP. It is a very dynamic formula where as and when we will use that formula, we will be able to understand why this XLOOKUP is being used nowadays. Then there are a few formulas like unique, sort, filter. We will discuss all those things. Sum ifs, this is the function we use to summarize the data based on a data sets. We will discuss about the get pivot data formula. Then we will also discuss about the lambda function, why Power Query is used. So let's start with the definition. So XLOOKUP, what is XLOOKUP? It searches a value and it returns a corresponding result which supports exact match by default. Okay, so you have used the VLOOKUPs. In VLOOKUP, what will do, it also searches a value and it had a corresponding result. Now VLOOKUPs has some limitation. In VLOOKUPs, the lookup value has to be at the left of the data set, whereas in XLOOKUP, you don't need the data to be particularly at the left side or the right side. Okay, so as a result, this formula is quite helpful where you don't know or where the data is not structured in a way where you can pick up the lookup values. Okay, so examples where you can. So we will go ahead with few examples. We have a sample data set, and in the sample data set we have few things which will work around for these functions, or the application of these functions. Next is the sum ifs. It's a very regularly used function, and where we are using the range of a data, and we create a criteria. So it's basically based on the condition on which you want to summarize the data. Okay, so for example, if you want to summarize a sales data, based on the duration, month duration, okay, or based on the particular region duration. So how many, what is the sale of a part of the east zone, for example, what is the sale of south zone. So uh, these are the summary data, and to get that summary data, you can use sum is function. So we will look into that also in the examples. Next is the gate pivot data. So this is a new function which being incorporated in the newer version of Excel. You won't be getting this one and above, or Excel 365, Office 365. They can get access to these functions. So these are new functions which basically helps to grab the data from the uh, pivot table, percentage of grand total column, okay, or any particular value based on the row value. If you want to get that data, so you can just use this formula to copy that data from the pivot table. Next is the late function. This is again a new function. It is used to create a formula, okay, particular values within the formula, okay. So it helps in utilizing the pre-existing data models in Excel. So we will study as and when we will use the data set. Power Query, this is a new function where we can basically create some calculated metrics, and we can use that calculated metrics in the data set. So let's now come to the next level of discussion. We will discuss now about application of the formulas that we studied right now. So this is sales data. I'm just maximizing the data table, and the subcategory, then there is a product information, then there is a the number of product or number of items that has been sold. This is the per unit price. This is the discount percentage that has been applied in the price. This is the customer, then the segment. This is the revenue part, this is the cost, and this is the profit. So, and this is the monthly numbers, okay. So let us start with few questionnaires where we will be applying these functions. So first we will try out the pivot table options. So what we need to do, we will be creating a pivot table which will basically show the monthly revenue and profit by region and channel, okay. And then we will add a slicer so that we can filter the category and the segment, okay. So how to do that? So the data set is already present sales. So what we will do, we will insert a pivot table, okay, in a particular row. So in a particular cell. So I will select a cell and then go to insert and then click the pivot option, and then we will create the, from where the pivot table will be created, we will select that. So here we are trying to create from a data range. So what is the range? The range is the sales table, okay. So sales table is the data range. So now we will select this whole data set. We will select this whole data set, and still here, see in the table range, the data range has been selected over there, okay. Now we will select OK. Now this pivot table will, the window of pivot table will appear. Now what we need to do here, what has been asked, it has been asked that we need to create a monthly revenue. So monthly revenue and profit by region. Okay. So that means, first of all, we will take out the order date. So let us keep this order date in this row element. Okay. Now see, when I put this order in the order date in the row element, it automatically converted it into a year. Okay. Now what we need to do, we need to ungroup this, and now we will group this based on the months. So see, the months has been created. Okay. Now if you want to group this multiple grouping, so if you want to group these months as well as year, you need to select months, then select the control button, and then select the press the control button, select the next value over here. So I will be creating month and year value over here. So see, the month and year value came. Now to make this table more user friendly, we will go to design, and in the create table we will select the show in tabular form. So this value, this is a blank value, so I can remove this blank value. Okay, so I have removed this blank value. See, now it is a month wise data, and now what we will do, we will put the region. Okay, what we will do, we will put the region over here. So region will be at the top. So this is the region. Okay. Now we will put revenue and profit both. Okay, revenue and profit. So you will select the revenue and drop it in the value. So now what we get? We get the monthly and region wise, month wise and region wise data of revenue. Okay. Now it also have asked to put the profit also. So to put the profit, what we will do, we will put the profit just below the sum of profit. Now what happened? We get a table where we are showing the data based on the monthly breakups as well as the region wise breakups, right? Now if we want to filter the data, how we can filter the data? We need to add a slicer. Okay, so we will add a slicer. So insert slicer. So in the slicer, what we want to filter? We want to filter category, and we want to filter the segments. Okay, now see how it looks like. If I just minimize this little bit. So these are the slicers. Okay, this is the slicer. Let us put this slicer over here and this slicer over here. Okay. Which is available in the pivot table. Okay. Now again, if you want to select multiple slicer, so you need to press shift and you select these two simultaneously. Again, here also we can select this. So this way we are being able to filter out the data in the pivot table. Okay, in the pivot table we can filter out the data. So this was one of the example of application of pivot table in Excel. Next, let us go to the next question, where we will be selecting the top 10 products, okay, by profit. So we have seen in this data that the month wise and zone wise or region wise breakup of profits as well as some revenue. Now in the next question, what we will do, we will apply the pivot table to create top 10 products. Okay, so how we will do that? Let us select the pivot table, go to insert, go to pivot table, again select the sales table, I have selected the sales table. Now what I will do, I will put product because it has asked the products. Okay, what was the question? Top 10 products. Okay, so we will find out the top 10 products. How we will do that? Based on the profit value. So we will put profit at the value. Okay, profit at the value. So this is the, let us rename this profit value. Okay, now what we will do, to get the top 10 products, we will filter out. How we will filter out? So value filter, go to value filter and select top 10. Okay, now top 10 value is based on which particular metric? It's a profit matrix. Okay, so here see top 10 items by profit value. So if I select OK, I will get the top values in the descending order. Just a minute. So let us see if it is already being sorted or not. It is. So this is the order and these are the top 10 values. Now if you want to get top 20 values, what you need to do? In this part you select 20. See, you are getting top 20 values, but it is only giving you top 20. It is not sorting the data. Okay, so for sorting the data, you select the first cell and sort it like this way, descending order. Okay, so this is a sorting data. Now if you want to create a rank table, okay, so if you want to rank your data, so for example, if I go back to the last scenario, here the data is not sorted, but you want to find out the rank. Okay, what you will do, you will again put this profit value over here. Okay, rename this as rank, rename this as rank. Now what you will do, you go to the value setting, value field setting. Okay, and show value as, go to the rank, smallest to largest. Okay, smallest to largest. So what will be the smallest one? Based on the product. Okay, just a second. It will be based on the uh, product value, that is a profit value. One, it will be based on the profit. Okay, profit. One second. So what you need to do first, you need to sort this data. Okay, and then put the ranking. I was wrong. It has to be show value, smallest to largest, and which product you are going to rank. You are going to rank the product value. So now this is ranked. This is smallest. Okay, and if you want to create the ranking based on largest to small. So now it is largest to small. See, now since we have already sorted the value, so we are getting a ranking also over here. So this is a way of creating a top 10 or 20 product in a pivot table based on the different metric values. Now, if we want to apply the data with the get pivot table, get pivot data, okay, and you want to find out the percentage of contribution of these products, how we will do that? Let us make this table little shorter so that it is better to view. So I've taken 10 products. Okay, so it may 10 products. Now I am going to create the product value. So I am copy pasting this. Okay. Copy pasting this. This is the product. And now I am taking the profit. So I want to find out profit of the individual product and the distribution of profit. Okay, or the yes, distribution of profit, or what is the percentage of profit that a particular product has out of the total profit that has been made. Okay, so what we will do, we will click over here and we will click this value. Okay, see what I get? I get a get pivot table function, and what it is doing, it is first of all taking the reference of the profit value, because we are concerned about profit value. Okay, so profit value, and what it is matching, it is matching with the product rows. Okay, so product rows. Now here the product rows is already defined. Now if I copy paste this, I will select and drag this one, I will get the similar value for each and every product. Why? Because here I have predefined the product name. Now if I want to do it dynamically, what we want to do? Just select this cell. Okay, just select this particular tab, value, and select the cell that you want to capture. See, now I have captured G19, that is the product, and I will now copy paste the value, copy paste the formula. So as a result, if you can see what we are getting a value which is mapped from the pivot table. Okay, now how we will find the distribution? So distribution is profit divided by sum function. Select this value from here to here and close this and put the percentage symbol. Now, since we will drag this value, what will happen? The range that we have considered, we haven't fixed that range. So what will happen? As and when we will drag this value, the range value will change. Okay. For example, if I select and copy this value over here, if you check the range, see the range has been shifted from this row to this row. Okay. As a result, the data, the calculation will go wrong. So what we need to do, we need to freeze this, we need to fix this range. How to do that? Go to this cell where we have taken the range, select this function, this cell range, and press F4 from the keypad. So see, it's a $H, $19. So that means the first row, the 19th row of each column and the 28th row of each column is now fixed. So when we use dollar against a column, we are fixing that column. If you are using a dollar against the row, we are fixing that row. So right now we have fixed the row and column range. Okay. Now if we copy and paste the value, what we see, we can see that the range is fixed. Okay, so as a result we are getting the right numbers over here. So this is the application of gate pivot table and the advanced application of pivot table queries. Okay, pivot tables basically. So get pivot table is a function and pivot table is a inbuilt feature where we can summarize the data, and get pivot table takes the reference value from the pivot table data. Okay, and we can create any type of customization on based on the data. Now what happens, why you are using this now? For example, if you are changing this value, okay, so for example if you are changing the structure of this table, for example if you want to bring profit value here, what happens, just a second. Yeah, so whenever you are shifting this value, okay, the reference of the pivot table gets changed. So as a result, you are not getting the desired result if you change the structure of the pivot table. Okay, so it has to be kept in the same form. So this was about the pivot table part. Let's have another example. So let's have, so I have a SQ master table. Okay, so this is the SQ master table, and this SQ master is having different categories, different subcategories of SQs. Okay, yes, so now what we will do, we will use this table to find out, okay, the we will find out the standard price and the standard cost. Okay, now we will right now we will understand what is the difference between a VLOOKUP and a XLOOKUP. Okay, so for example this is the SQ master, right? Now you have been told to structure the table in a way where I can get the SQ values. Okay, I can get standard price and I can get the standard cost of each SQ. Okay, let us start with this one first, then we will come to the other part. I am deleting this, so we will work on this later. So this is the SQ and this is the standard price and this is the cost, right? And this SQ, the data in this SQ is kept in this way. For example, this data is structured in this way. Let us restructure this data. The data is structured in this way. Now you have a SQ at the right side of the table. Okay. Now if I want to apply VLOOKUP, okay, so in VLOOKUP what we will do? We will first of all select the lookup value, then go to the table array. We will select this table, okay, and then what we will do? We will select the column value. So C is the column. So we are considering SQ 1, 2, 3. Okay, sorry, we are taking price, so 1 and 2, so comma 2 comma 0. See, in standard price we are not getting any data. Why? Because the lookup value which you are looking in VLOOKUP formula is at the right side of the table. It is not at the left side. Okay. If it is at the left side, then only it works. Now what we will do, we will use XLOOKUP. We will use XLOOKUP. So in XLOOKUP, what happens? In XLOOKUP again, we will select A, we will select X, and we will select yes. So here we will select A, and here we will select F. XLOOKUP. Let us start with XLOOKUP. Okay. Then the lookup value. Okay. Then comma. Then the lookup array. So S is the lookup array, and we will select the return array. Okay. What will be the return array? This one is the return array. Because price is the return. Okay. Comma. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's 5 column. One second. I think I'm missing something. I'm missing something. Just a minute. Yes. So we were missing something. Sorry. So what we missed out, I was basically selecting the whole range. What you need to do, you need to, I'm repeating this step once more. So let's look up. Now the lookup value you are looking for. Then the column, you don't have to select the range in case of XLOOKUP. You just need to select the column you are looking for, okay, and then the value you are looking for, okay. So we are looking for standard price, okay. Next it will be NA, then the value will be exact match 0, and we will be searching the value first to last. So as a result, since we have assigned this value, now we can drag it. We can get this value like this way. Okay. So now I am changing the position of SQ and keeping it here. Okay. So right now I have the SQ at the right side of the table. So how we can use this formula again? So we will select XLOOKUP, then the lookup value, then the column that we are looking for, okay, and the value of the column we are looking for. NA means there is no gap, then 0 not applicable, and then 1. See, here the formula is working, but in VLOOKUP it was not working, because in VLOOKUP the lookup range was at the right side of the table, so it doesn't work. Similarly, if you want to find out the standard cost, so we will select the SQ, we will go to the SQ master, select the column, then select the standard cost, then not applicable because we don't want this parameter, 0.1. So we are getting this value. So whatever the structure of your table, if you understand, if you know that which lookup value you are looking for, you can plot the table by using XLOOKUP. Okay. Now we will find the margin. How we will find the margin? It's basically a formula. That means what is the cost price and what is the selling price. Okay. So what I will do, selling price, the standard price, okay, divided by, sorry, the cost price, the cost of the product divided by standard price minus and standard cost. Okay. So this is the margin. This is the profit margin. Just a minute. I think the formula is it will give you price divided by standard price. No? Yeah. Just this minus this. Calculating the margin. So selling price minus cost price divided by selling price. Okay, so this is the margin that we earn for each SKU. Now we copy paste this. So this is the margin value. Now we will use an advanced function which basically create a formula or a function in the Excel itself, and we can apply that formula or function to generate any margin value. So here I have calculated this margin value, but there is an option where we can predefine a value, predefine a formula. Okay. Like the formula of sum, ifs and sum, this is a predefined. We can create a predefined function. So how to do that? So for that, we have to go to the name field. Okay, so basically go to data, and in the formula, go to formula and go to define name. Okay, in define name, go to define name, and here I'm using margin 1 because I have already created the margin, and we will create a formula. Okay, so for creating a formula we have to use lambda function. Okay, how that lambda function works? So lambda is a very advanced level function which helps us in creating the formula within the Excel. Okay, within the Excel it creates a formula, and we can reuse that function in multiple tables, multiple data points. Okay, so what we will do, we will create a lambda function. So in lambda function, what we are going to find out, we are going to find out the revenue and cost. Okay, we are going to find out the revenue and cost. So in the margin 1, here in this part, okay, in this part, if you can see, in this part we will write the lambda function. So how to, so this is the lambda function. Okay, so lambda revenue is one field name, cost is another field name, and then the revenue minus cost. So this is the formula that we are creating, and now we will select OK. Okay, now in this particular cell, for example, there is no margin column. Okay, let us ignore this margin column. Okay, and let us create a new margin column. Let it be margin 1. Now here we will, so in this margin column I have created a formula. Okay, now there can be multiple tables where you are getting different SKUs and different price and different cost, and you have been asked to create the margin column. Will you always write this formula? No. You create a formula and apply this. Okay, so see, I get this margin 1. Okay, in margin 1, what I will do, in margin 1 what I will do, see, it basically picks up the lambda function. Okay, it picks up the lambda function. So in margin, here we are creating the revenue and cost. In margin 1 we, okay, so in margin 1, in margin we will create revenue. So this is my revenue, price, and this is my cost. See, it creates the exact value. If I take the percentage symbol, so it creates an exact value. Okay, so this is the application of lambda. This is the application of lambda function. Okay, now there is another example where so this I have already worked. So there is another example where we have a target. Okay, we have a target. Now we have been told to create uh, a variance between the revenue and profit. How we will do that? So variance and target, okay, variance versus target and condition, and we will do a conditional formatting on that. So how we will do that? So variance means the gap between the revenue and the profit. Okay. So we will create a variance. Okay. And we will create. Okay. This is the variance, the gap between the revenue and the profit target. Okay, so this is the variance. Now, if I want to find out which region has the highest variance, okay, so and if you want to see the trend, what you need to do, we can color this value and can identify easily that which has a higher variance and which has a lower variance. How to do that? We will select this table, we select this column, go to the conditional formatting, and here we can use this color scale. Okay, so if we use this color scale, what it does, it compares the whole data between the variance, okay, between the variance, total variance, and the individual variance of this region, of this particular row, and it colors the data based on the higher value. We are seeing a deep green color, and as and when the color comes down, we can see the color fades out. Okay, so by this way you can create a heat map. You can create a heat map where basically you want to know which variance is higher and which variance are lower, which region the variance is higher and which region the variance are lower, based on the monthly data over here. Or you can also do in this way. For example, let us create this table, region total revenue target, okay, total profit, okay, and let us take the unique values, east, west, north, south. Okay, here we will use the SUMIF function to take the total revenue target and take the total profit target. How to do that? SUMIFs. Okay, in SUMIFs what we will do, we will select the range of the numeric, we will take the numeric range for which we will calculate the, and then we will take the condition region, that means based on which the sum will, we will calculate the sum. So here our criteria is based on a particular region, so we will select B as the column and then select the value. So here the east, we want to find the sum of revenue target of east region. Okay, so like this, if we copy paste, we can get the total value of the particular region, total revenue target. Now similar way, what we can do, we can create another, we can use SUMIFs and now take the profit target, then comma, then the region target, then comma, and then the region name. Okay, now you can create a variance. So let us copy paste this variance and so this is the, now we can create a conditional formatting where we can see this way. It is easier to find out which region is having higher variance. So you can apply this in different, in any type of calculated metric, okay, where you want to see the top, for example, top 5 region, top 6 region. So like this way you can color it and it will help us to visualize the data much more easier. Okay. So lastly, we will create a dashboard. Okay, now we will create a dashboard. So what is the what we want to showcase in this dashboard? We want to showcase region wise, category wise, revenue, profit, orders, and average orders. Okay, so so the structure of the dashboard will be this. Structure of the dashboard will be this. So our dashboard will look like this. Okay, our dashboard will look like this. So we have a sales data. Okay, what we have, what we have been asked to do, we have been asked to calculate the profit, okay, and the average profit. So let us work on that. So we will calculate the revenue, we will calculate the profit, we will calculate the number of orders, and we will calculate the average order value. Okay, average order value. Average order value. Okay, so revenue per order is the average order value. So what we will do? First of all, we will select the, we will create two filters. One is the region and another one is the category. So how we will do that? We will create two drop downs. Okay, so how to create that drop down? We will go to one second. Okay, we will go to data validation, and in data validation we will able to create this formula, so that one second, set data validation is a new tool. Okay, so this is the data validation part. We will select it and create the data validation from it. So let us delete this one. We will create a new data validation. Go to data, select and create the data validation. So what will happen, we in the data validation, we will create a list of values. Okay, so here the source. Okay, so what is the source? The source is regions. Okay, see in the drop down, now we can see the east, north, south, and west. Similarly, we will create another data validation for category. Okay, so another data validation for category, and here the range will be categories. Okay, now we will write the formula to find the revenue, okay, of the regions. Okay, the revenues of the regions. So I will do that. We will write sum ifs Then we will go to the sales table. Okay, we will take the revenue column. Then we will select the category. Okay, we have select the category. So where is the category? This is the category. Then comma. So in the category, what we will select? We will select this value. Okay. See, if I select this apparel, I am getting this value. If you can't see, just so in this apparel, we are selecting any drop down and it is getting calculated. Okay. Now, if you want to club this data with region and category both, okay, what you need to do, you need to add another column from the sales table called region. Okay, let's find out the region value. So where is the region? This is the region. So region, we select a region. Then here we will select this value. So right now, since the region is not selected, there is no data. Now let us select East. So now what is happening? In this format, we copy paste this profit also. So here we want to create the profit value also, right? So what we will do, before that we will fix this sale value. Otherwise, if we copy and paste it, it will change the sale reference. It will come to the next, it will move to the next row. So now profit. So which column has the profit value? Let us find out the column. The column is this profit. Okay, so here let us write it profit. This is the profit, and then we will find the count, number of orders. So count of orders. Okay, so count of orders. Okay, criteria range. What criteria? These are all orders. Okay, these are all orders. So every line item is an order. So we can select uh, the category and the region. We have to select the category and the region, right? So we will select first category, then comma, then we will put another comma and then select region. Put another comma, press enter. Come back to this table, select the category, cell, fix this value, go to the region, select this cell and fix this value. See what it happened. I have selected East region and I have selected the home and kitchen category. Now this gives me a total number of orders, count of orders, and this is the average value of each order. Now I go to apparels. See, East, the apparel value is changing. So this is an example of how to make a interactive layout of a dashboard. You can color this. You can color this and get a better outlook, better view. Okay, you can color this. You can make this value bold. So make this more attractive. So here now it becomes, and then make this value remove these grid lines. Okay. Now this is the list that you need to maintain. Okay, in this sheet you can keep it in another sheet and can reference that value from here to make it, or you can hide this. You can hide this value. Okay. Now you can just select these values. The data will automatically change. You don't have to do anything for this. Okay. So this was the application of the formula of sum ifs, as well as the get pivot table, how to use the count ifs. In the next class, which will be scheduled shortly, we will study about the more advanced functions of pivot. Okay, so we have pivot query, we have the pivot power query. Okay, so how to implement that, and how to club multiple data set in a single data set, and how to use that. So we will also create a dashboard of the application of pivot power query also. Okay, in the next class. So if anybody has any doubt, you can write in the chat, and the next program will be happening shortly. Thank you. Good night, everybody.